The complete guide to performing the 9 Easter eggs solo with no mega elixirs in Black Ops 4. Let's jump right in. The perks I recommend for your loadout are Dying Wish, Winter's Wail, Quick Revive, and Stamina Up as your Odin perk. If you aren't high enough level for Winter's Wail, Electric Burst may be a viable replacement. The priority here is definitely defensive perks. For classic elixirs, I'm running, anywhere but here, Arsenal Accelerator, Temporal Gift, and Stock Option. I will be taking the Viper and Dragon Specialist weapon. I'm told the Scepter of Ra is also a strong choice. For your equipment, choose the Frag, Acid Bomb, or Wraithfire, as we will need to have a throwable equipped. Your starting weapon is player's choice. Here we go. At the start of the game, run out of the tunnel and head to a banner. Melee it to begin a set of trials. Our current objective is to complete the first 3 trials within the first 4 rounds of the game. Completing Trial 1 will reward you with a self-revive, Trial 2 will give bonus points, and Trial 3 a Pack-a-Punched Strife. Obtaining this weapon puts you well ahead of the power curve for the next 12 rounds or so. There is the chance that Trial 3 demands you slide under a blade trap, so you'd have to go do that and then come back to the arena for your reward. With 3 trials done and the last zombie on 4 held, by the door to the Tower of Danu. Head to the top floor, ring the gong, collect the perk Loose Change, and eliminate the Champion of Danu. Buy the bridge across to the Tower of Ra, claim the Loose Change, then find your first shield part for the Brazen Bull shield. All 3 spawns are here on the top floor, either near the perk, near the gong, or in between. Ring the gong and eliminate the Champion of Ra. Head to the bottom of this tower and buy the door into the underground tunnels. Take a left, continue past the mystery box and buy the door to the pit. Continue on through Odin Tunnel and buy the door into the bottom of the Odin Tower. Our second shield part is here, either on the bottom floor against a beam, the middle floor in a shield rack, or on the top floor against a barrel. Claim the Loose Change, ring the gong, and defeat the Champion of Odin. Buy the bridge across, claim the Loose Change, ring the gong, and defeat the Champion of Zeus. Our final shield part is here, either at the foot of this statue on the top floor, held by this statue on the middle floor, or on this mantle on the bottom floor. To save our points, we're going to run back to Odin Tower in order to get to the temple. Place the champion heads in the center, then grab 2 additional parts down here under the stairs. One is a cog, the other is a chain. The Easter egg has now begun. Somewhere in this temple there is a skull which seems out of place. It has a symbol inscribed in it of a spiral with dual sights. You must find it and take out your specialist weapon in front of it. This will trigger the skull to pop out, at which point you can pick it up. The skull has 12 possible spawns, and they can be really tough to spot with the low light down here. Start by looking at the Danu Ra tunnel. Check in front, then around to the left. Check beneath the Danu sigil, then the Ra sigil. Work your way up the stairs and check balcony section 1, then 2. Now do the same on the Odin Zeus side. Check front, then left. Odin sigil, Zeus sigil, stairs 1, stairs 2. If you aren't playing solo, have someone hold the last zombie away from you to make things easier. A crucial piece of this Easter egg is the Death of Orion Wonder Weapon. You could roll the mystery box and waste a ton of points, hoping you get it, but there is a side Easter egg we're going to do to guarantee the weapon. Head to the Danu Ra tunnel and shoot the flaming pot in between, causing it to fall and break. Take the Ra tower up to the bridge between the 2 and look at the flaming arrow. This arrow will be pointing at one of the 4 towers. Within the bottom floor of that tower will be a stone head. In Danu, the head is in the water puddle. In Ra, the head is tucked under a fire. In Odin, the head is up against the cauldron. And in Zeus, the head is in the corner of the blood pool. Pick up the skull, then head to the arena. As part of your reward for completing the 3rd trial, a pot has spawned on the central pedestal. Pick it up, and you now have all 3 parts to build the acid trap. Build it at the Danu Tower entrance, then interact with the grate to place the stone head. Activate the trap. Feel free to flip the round if you don't have enough points to do so. When the acid stops, grab the scorpion that was trapped within the head. That's part 1 done. The second part for the Death of Orion requires you to survive at max crowd affinity for an entire round. You should have max affinity already, due to eliminating the champions of the gods. I elect to hang out in the arena. You may notice that I haven't built and equipped the shield yet. This is because if the shield breaks, you lose affinity, and this can happen very easily when trying to locate the spiral skull in the temple. You should also avoid running through fire, going down, or throwing things into the crowd during this round. On completion, you will hear the priest say, "A gift from Circuit," and a gold jar will fly into the arena. Pick it up and head to the Danu Tower. At the bottom floor, melee this hole in the tree to place the scorpion tap, interact beneath it to place the gold jar, then interact with the tap to start the flow. You must now wait for the round to complete for the jar to fill. When the next round starts, grab the jar, exit towards the tunnels, and hook a left towards the mystery box. Interact with the corner of the box to poison it. This guarantees that your next roll of the box will be the death of Orion. Quick side note, this weapon is absolutely broken. If you spam the fire and reload buttons together, you can just about quadruple your DPS, making special zombies and heavy gladiators a breeze to take down. Side quest done, now it's back to the main. This Easter egg demands that you appease all 4 gods. First up is Danu. Part 1 is building a fertilizer. Head to the flooded crypt and place the spiral skull from earlier in this grinder. Shoot it 3 times with a charged shot from the Death of Orion to grind it into bone meal. After the 3rd, pick it up. Next we need to acquire poop. This can be done by acquiring 0 or near 0 crowd affinity. Head up to the arena and start running through fire. Every once in a while, doing this will decrease your affinity. Take your throwable equipment and yeet it into the crowd, further lowering your affinity. When your affinity has fallen all the way to 0, go ahead and flip the round. A gift will be thrown in by the crowd. It's a pile of shit. The final part for the fertilizer requires a piece of wood. On round 10, an axe-throwing gladiator is guaranteed to spawn. Bring him into the arena and position yourself such that he throws his axe at you with a wooden pyre in between. A piece of wood will fall off, pick it up, and hold the round. Head to the bottom floor of Odin Tower and place the wood above the cauldron. The wood needs to bake for 2 full rounds. This means place on 10, bake on 11 and 12, claim on 13. During these rounds, take all of those points you've earned and start equipping yourself. On 10, I bought all of my perks, except for Winter's Wail. On 11, I used up the rest of my packed strife, then went and bought the Spitfire in the pit and pack-a-punched it. I had a challenge to survive a full round of the temple, so I spent round 12 in here as well. As part of this Danu step, we need a weapon with the Firebomb alternate ammo type, so repack the Spitfire until you get it. Remember that in Black Ops 4, repacking also buffs the base damage of the weapon up to 4 times, so having to reroll for the right ammo isn't the worst thing in the world. Once we've hit round 13, claim the wood. Head next door to the bottom of Zeus Tower and combine the parts in this dish. This now needs to sit for 1 full round as well. Keep rolling for Firebomb if you need it, then on round 15, return to Zeus Tower and claim the caca. Bring said caca to Danu Tower and place it in the center of the bottom floor. This is going to be another 2 full rounds of waiting. In the meantime, make sure you have all of your perks before round 18. At the start of 18, the poop will turn stinky. To initialize the Danu challenge, trigger the Firebomb effect on a zombie in proximity of the poo-poo. Your screen will flash white. You have to remain atop the caca to trigger the challenge, so go ahead and take out your Viper and Dragon or your Brazen Bull to defend yourself here. Either right before or after you teleport, pop a stock option elixir. You now need to destroy the 3 red bulbs on each floor of this alternate Danu tower. Pump the damage in, take a break and defend yourself as you hear the horde start to grow, then return to big damage on boss. When each level's spores burst, a max ammo will be delivered to you. When the top floor is cleared, you'll be teleported to the top of the real Danu tower with 1 god appeased. A note that you won't receive a max ammo for this last one. The second god to appease is Ra. Around the map, 4 round targets will appear out of various walls. As far as I know, there are 9 possible spawns. Check them in the order of Danu Tower upper window, the arena, Odin Zeus bridge, Ra Tower bottom floor window, Danu tunnel, flooded crypt, Odin Zeus temple entrance, temple looking top right when coming from the Odin Zeus tunnel, and the pit. After lighting each bowl, an axe gladiator will spawn. Eliminate all 4 over the course of play to complete part 1. For part 2, head to the top floor of Ra Tower and interact with the beam at the obelisk. This will teleport you to an alt Ra Tower with restricted navigation. A series of 4 symbols will flash on the obelisk, each representing a various special zombie type. There are 8 symbols in total. Here's what I use to remember each one. The arrow is pointing to the southeast. That means Southeast Asia. That means tiger. These look like brass knuckles. That means marauder. This looks like a Voltorb. That means electric zombie. This looks like a cone of fire. I'm calling fire zombie. This looks like a jellyfish. That means water zombie. This looks like a snow cone. That means Blightfather. This looks like a martini glass. That means the dude who throws stuff the X gladiator. And this one looks like a unicycle. So poison zombie. Feel free to pause and make sure you have the order correct, then run around the tower slaying the 4 zombies in the order they appeared. Speedrunners use the Death Perception perk to help speed up this step. After all 4 have fallen, return to the obelisk and interact again. You'll have to do this a 2nd time. The next 4 symbols are completely independent of the first 4. For example, my route here is poison, axe, electric, water. another white flash, and that's 2 down, 2 to go. Head to Pack-a-Punch and repack your weapon with the kilowatt ammo type. Head up to the arena and interact with the center pedestal at the challenge podium. After a short delay, you'll be teleported into the tunnels. You need to shoot 4 winches that are hanging from the ceiling, spinning them until an obelisk appears in its place. Their locations are Odin Tunnel, the Collapsed Tunnel, Danu Tunnel, and the Cursed Room beyond the Flooded Crypt. It's most efficient to use the Brazen Bull's ammo for this step, but the Spitfire works just fine. If you ever run out of Brazen Bull ammo, you can buy more at the crafting bench in the pit. If you don't hear a success like me, go back and check for any winches that are still showing. You'll hear an audio line confirming part 1, head to the arena for part 2. You now need to power on 4 electric poles around the arena. There are 2 ways to do this. Option 1 is to kill normal zombies while they are affected by the kilowatt ammo effect. Option 2 is to kill 2 gladiators beneath the pole with the Spitfire. This one may take a few rounds. If you took stamina up in the Odin slot, just remember that you have infinite sprint. If you ever run out of ammo, just run down to the tunnels and buy more for your Spitfire. When all 4 poles are lit and connected, the reward pedestals in the center will glow with blue orbs. Interact with one to enter an alternate arena. You now need to fend off hordes of marauders, gladiators, and tigers with an infinite use specialist weapon. I recommend using the specialist as often as you can early on to level it up and get it ready for this fight. This is almost as hard as the final boss if you are not prepped. The Scepter of Ra is supposed to be very good for this as well with its revive mechanic, however I have yet to use that specialist. Don't worry if you go down here, this one is kind of baked into the route. When you're done, your screen will flash white and you'll return to the arena. Go pick up any perks you may have lost, and make sure you have Pack-a-Punched the death of Orion into the Circuit's Kiss. The last god to appease is Odin. This is probably the second easiest challenge behind Danu. Hold the last zombie in the round and head into the tunnels. Using the Circuit's Kiss, you need to shoot symbols on various walls at specific angles. This is because you're actually hitting 3 symbols in a line. The first is in Danu Tunnel. Stand in front of the door and line up with the symbol in the back. The second is in the crypts. Shoot just at the bottom of this gap in the bricks. The third is in Odin Tunnel. Shoot through the middle of this window. If the symbol stays lit, you've succeeded. Stand on the sewer grate in the pit and take out your shield. Wait there for about 5 seconds, then you'll be teleported to an alternate pit. You'll have to withstand waves of enemies, including special zombie types like fire zombies, tigers, marauders, gladiators, poison zombies, and finally a Blight Father. These waves will be split into 3 parts, with max ammos being delivered after waves 1 and 2. This room has a bunch of resources for you. Brazen Bolt refill, Spitfire ammo, a blade trap, and personally, I just love doing this stupid thing with the Viper and Dragon. It is unreasonably fun. Once the Blight Father has been slain, pick up the key that has spawned atop the grate. The locks at the doors will fade, and it's time to go to the boss fight. Before you travel, I recommend topping off your shield if you need it, and allowing any recharge perks to make their way back. If you have any simple challenges remaining, you can complete them. Challenge 7 rewards an extra perk, and Challenge 8 is a max ammo. I was lazy in this game, and this is only my Challenge 5 reward. When you're ready, approach the portal and travel to the boss fight. This boss fight is pretty straightforward. At the start, the left gate will rise. Use the rest of your Brazen Bull ammo to thin out the heavies, then swap to your specialist before digging into your ammo pile. Heavies will also start running down from the arena stands, so do watch your back. After a certain number of kills, a max ammo power-up will spawn. These do not expire, so don't feel rushed to pick them up. After the heavies will be tigers, also out of the gate. After a number of tigers are taken down, an elephant will come charging out of the gate with literally 0 warning. Pop your stock option elixir while it settles. You need to pump damage into the red diamonds on the saddle it's wearing. Beware of the charge, and be sure to take care of yourself and any approaching zombies. The elephant does a decent job of making itself known. Once the saddle breaks, the elephant will whine and snap it off, exposing its organs. The weak spots are the stomach and the crown of its head. Also be careful of the fireballs that are spawning around the arena. Big damage on boss to fell the beast. Shortly after, the remaining zombies will fall around you. Congratulations. Now here's another one. Same routine here, shoot the green diamond to break the saddle. If you get downed, you'll be given a packed strife, so do the best you can to keep the damage flowing. After the saddle breaks, it's the same as before. Also, please, for the love of God, don't jump like I did. But hey, it all works out in the end. Fell the second elephant, protect yourself for the last few moments, then enjoy the 9 final cutscene, Venerated Warrior. And that's 9. Thank you for watching. I think I'm targeting Alpha Omega as my next BO4 guide to add to the collection. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate if you left a like on the video. If you want to see more Easter egg content from myself, you can subscribe down below. And if you want to stay up to date with my content production and meet others to play zombies with, my Discord is available free to use. Link in the description. Until next time.